welcome back in. Day 43 of Mixed Media ICAD. And the prompt is lace texture. So a few days ago, I played with my gel plate, my 5x7 gel plate, and some pieces of lace. And this may look familiar because I used it, was it a week ago? I don't remember, but I used some of it on a card already. And I used some of this to do some gel printing. And I'm kind of showing you this in reverse order. So this was the last one I did. And this was done with some Stencil butter in Champaign gold. And it was awesome to work with. Everything is so crisp with the imagery, and it left a really lovely sparkle on these pieces of lace. This one, I pulled it with this sorbet color and it gave me this light, this muted kind of heathered sorbet color that I had printed with. And then this was some kind of green, avocado green or something like that, and I pulled it with the sorbet, but my paint was drying. I was getting frustrated because it was drying so fast because it's so hot here right now. But I did get some really interesting, I was rolling off, and you could see some of the stuff in the background of the paper, the underpaper that was beneath this as I was rolling my brayer out. This is when I printed after I pulled the lace off using the stencil butter, I pressed it into here, and so I got this impression, and I thought that was really cool. Nothing major here. There's a little bit of fun in here from the background. A little bit of that molting kind of look here, but this had some more of that texture from the background. And a little bit here, kind of a molted look. So I thought I would use some of these on this card, probably as collage fodder. I kind of want to use some of these for collage in the background. I know it's not the lace, but I thought maybe I could come in and actually use a piece of this lace. Well, we'll see where this takes us. And we'll come back to worrying about it after I get some collage done with these pieces, because I really like these pieces.
Left behind all alone.
All right, now that I've got that dry, I'm gonna come in and trim this out. And I think I'm gonna come in randomly with some grit paste Snowfall. This is has some sparkle to it, just a clear glitter for, I actually really like this stuff. I've used it quite a bit. I don't traditionally like the texture products, the distressed texture products, but I do have liked the grit paste, and specifically the Snowfall. So I'm just gonna go in with randomly with this, because I know I'm gonna have a lot of, besides the texture that's already on here, I know that I'm gonna have some other textures. Wow. And I'm just gonna come in like I would, even though this is clear or translucent, I am gonna come in like I would the when I come in with gesso, with white gesso, to create it to look kind of like a uniform piece and kind of blend edges in and that kind of thing. I'm gonna do that with this instead of the gesso, at least initially. I'm kind of feeling something a little bit lighter, but I know that if I end up using that piece of lace, that might negate that whole thing. The other thing, the one thing I don't particularly like is sometimes this has a tendency to dry glossy, and I'm not a glossy fan at all. No need to put the word big in there. I just don't like glossy. All right, I'm getting this dry. All right, so see, it's got that glossiness to it. It's not fully dry. It's kind of a bit sticky, but it's dry enough. I'm gonna come in with some gesso, push back some of that gloss, catch the tops of this texture, and then we'll move on from there. And true to form, I prefer to do this with my fingers so that I can catch the texture. It may be hard to see initially, but it will pop later on. All right, so that is pretty dry. I'm not getting any gesso up on my hands. So I want to kind of make some stuff pop. I want to add some more of this paint. It's called Coral Blush. It's an Americana by Deco Art, Americana. But I'm gonna really water this down, and I'm gonna use a round brush to apply it where I'm parallel to the card itself. And I'm gonna try and come in around these coral areas that of the paper I collaged down. I don't want a lot, I just want just a bit. So I'm gonna actually, instead of coming in with my water, I have a very wet brush, and I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of this and add it in areas.
Together we can go slow. Why don't you leave it all to me? I know how hard it all can be. I'm here to hold your hand through this. Whoa.
And then I'm gonna go over it with just a slight spridge misting of water so it can just kind of pool where it wants to. Gosh, it's so hot here. It's already started drying. Well, so much for that. We're getting a little bit of running, but not a lot. So the gesso almost acts like a resist on the tops of that texture. So I really pulled it up off of the tops of that, and that's what I was hoping to get with adding the water. But we obtain that by using the shop towel to pull it off of those high points. There's a part of me that wants to add Payne's Gray to this, and a part of me that doesn't. I'm afraid to. So I'm gonna do it because we can't live in fear. But I am gonna water it down greatly. Now this is Payne's Gray mixed with airbrush medium, and it's at my desk side. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this, but I am gonna water it down more.
We can go slow. Why don't you leave it all to me? I know how hard it all can be. I'm here to hold your hand through this.
4 pattern is irritating me. So I'm coming in at a 5th spot just so we have that uneven amount going on there. Let it do what it wants. All right, I'm gonna come in and get this dry. So I feel like this is a good point at which to try and figure out a focal, and I really wanted to use some of this, but I kind of want to cut it out in a scallop shape. Follow this curve. Let me find some words and we'll go from there. Got my quotes bag out. These are fun. I got these from the Bricolage Factory, Ricky Midwood over at Ricky Tiki Tabby. They're kind of big. None of those really feel right to me.
Go get lost in a little town. Get dressed up and just drive around. Get both feet on some solid ground. I'm gonna fill this bucket up to the top.
So I'm still liking this, just don't know necessarily how to fit it. Okay, let me see which one of these works best. I'm really leaning towards this. I didn't want to put quote over the whole thing. Maybe I should trim this down and see what we can do.
Take a call with an old friend. Get the guts to start over again. You gotta lose to be ready to win. Just enough to fill this bucket up to the top. Fill this bucket up. I'm gonna fill this bucket up to the top.
This is VoiceOver Nina, and I look at this and I think, why did I change it? I really liked it in the vertical with the quote next to it, looking back. But you know, we second guess ourselves sometimes, and this is a good example of when we should just go with our initial instinct.
Get it, kid. I'm tearing through the lights till I hit the coast. Watch the sunrise with the Holy Ghost. Taking my time and letting go. I was a child in the Georgia hills. My favorite toy was a tin pail. Turn on the tap and don't let it spill. It was just enough to fill my bucket up to the top.
You know what? I'm not going to do a quote at all. I'm starting to overthink things. All right. I feel better about that. I have to always remind myself, not everything needs to have words.
Fill my bucket up. I'm gonna fill my bucket up to the top. Fill this bucket up.
Now, it doesn't feel done to me. So I think I'm going to come in with some gold. But I'm not going to do sprinkles. I'm going to attempt to add some gold with my brush in areas in the background. So we'll see how this goes. I could destroy it fell swoop. Now this is a product that's no longer on the market. It's called Marabu Art Spray, and it is my favorite gold, and I'm almost out of it. It looks almost white when it is wet, and then it dries brilliant gold. And I have never done this before, but I'm going to hit it with a shot of my mister. Hopefully it's not too dry, and just get it to flow a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna dry that and we'll see what we're left with. All right, and to finish this off, I am gonna come in. So I'm gonna come in with a sponge dauber and some Distress Archival ink in Black Soot to define that edge, give it a little bit of a pop.
For you and me, let our minds be caught up in a dream. Quiet voices in the night. Time is running out of sight. A lonely wind is passing by.
It does sparkle between that grit paste and Snowfall and the gold in both the paper and the background. The gold I added, and then the gold in the actual lace. I think we did it. So there we go. Day 43, lace texture in the books.
Hold my hand and hear the words I say. Close your eyes and let us fade away. Build a secret place.